What's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking us on out. Happy Miami Dolphins reporting to training camp day as the vets get over to Miami Gardens to get the work in. First practice will be tomorrow. Obviously, we're Goosey's galore. Got to the studio early today. I was watching some boxing. The monster, dude. I mean, the way that he put out Fulton was very, very impressive. Very excited for Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford this week. This is just fantastic. You got one of the biggest boxing matches of the year. You had maybe the best boxer going today, plus football training camps reporting. It's all happening for us. But the only really thing that seems unresolved right now, because all the news seems really positive. I mean, you have, not only that there's not going to be any holdouts. Christian Wilkins, we talked about this the last video, that he's not going to hold out. You had Drew Rosenhaus come out. He said, seal it on up. And Connor Williams isn't going to hold out because I'm happy that Connor Williams isn't holding out. That's like the least amount of drama that you could get is like, oh, our center is holding out for more money. So they're all going to be in camp. So that's great. And I'm not, I think that's good on Drew Rosenhaus and his clients. I mean, that's, you think about the relationship that he has with the Dolphins and how many guys. I mean, listen, agents are going to do what they do for their clients, but he's got such a working relationship, you think, with the Dolphins. Not surprising that his guys are going to go to camp, so that's good news. Brandon Jones appears like reports are saying he's going to be healthy. So really the only piece of, I don't even want to call it drama, but the only news that's not going to be practice related is whether or not the Dolphins are going to add Dalvin Cook. And yesterday, Dalvin Cook went on the Rich Eisen show and was talking about the idea of maybe joining his brother. You had one of the running backs in Buffalo got hurt. I think it was in a jet ski accident. Damn, that's scary as hell. So hopefully he's going to be okay. But Cook's brother, James Cook, he's also in their backfield. And Dalvin Cook had said something to the idea, well, while it would be a cool idea, he doesn't want to impede his brother's growth, which is kind of a cool thing. I mean, look, tough enough already making a long-term career as a running back in the NFL, and you have your all-pro, Pro Bowl brother coming in to stand in your way. I think that could be a tough thing. I mean, listen, if the Bills want him, the Bills want him. But it is interesting, all of his teams the one thing I'll say with regard to the Dolphins that has been interesting is it's felt Dolphins the whole time. And even the market of all of the teams being AFC East teams almost feels aimed at the Dolphins because it's pretty clear that all things being equal, Dalvin Cook would love to come home and play for the Miami Dolphins. So the fact that there hasn't been, I will say, as far as social media is concerned, Dalvin Cook, he is crazy like a fox. Some guys, they'll give you some crumbs when it comes to their social media sprinkling. Dalvin Cook, that dude is the baker. He's out here and he's just giving pastries of just here's a cupcake, here's a cupcake, here's a Twitter here's a retweet, here's a Photoshop, here's this. He loves all of it. I actually think that's really, really funny that he's kind of in this new age of free agency. He's embracing all of it. He's not letting one thing lean towards the other or even showing a matter of being upset. He's just kind of taking all of it, every Photoshop, every every positive tweet, every interview that somebody's done asked about him. He has basically kind of wrapped his arms around it, which I think is really, really cool that he's gone in that direction. But that being said, it still feels like a lot of this does point to Miami, because they have been the team that has been, that has the obvious, hometown connect and it doesn't seem like there's a team right now that financially is going all the way in on him. I'm sure that if, there was a team in Oklahoma City that, was offering him $15 million a year, that he would go play for Oklahoma City and doesn't, I'll see Miami in the offseason and go hang out with family then. But, excuse me, this situation is interesting because it's okay, well, the other teams that are there are the Jets, you get the connection, but it's like, all right, Jets, they have Breece Hall. Will he be back? Will he not be back? He's already kind of making a stink on social media about it. The fact that they may be batting some eyes at Dalvin Cook. Patriots, look, man, I do a show every day with Leroy Horde. He tells me, like, you want to have a frustrating life, go be a running back for Bill Belichick. So I don't necessarily know if I get that. And then he's already kind of talked about the concerns of the Buffalo Bills. So it's like, all right, when he tells Rich Eisen yesterday that, yeah, the AFC East seems likely, that they're trying to kind of hash out that there's an ongoing conversation with his agent and Miami, but that there's no official contract that's offered. Is that not a contract offered at all? Is that not a contract to his liking? That's the interesting thing that's there, right? It's like, where are they at with that? And then is this the week where he kind of just takes the plunge? We did see this week that Saquon Barkley, that was big news this morning, that he is going to report to Giants camp. So that's good for him. He got a little bit more dough. Josh Jacobs, he flew the hell out of Las Vegas and said, I'll see you later. Take a hike. So for Dalvin, it's just kind of a matter of, do you want to be in a place at the start of camp? Because I do think that one of the things the Dolphins want going for them is like, hey, the continuity thing, the ability to pick things up where you left off last year. I do think there's something to the end, like, hey, once camp starts, like, let's get it going. And I'm not saying like, oh, he has to be here tomorrow, but like, I do feel like once you start getting in the midst of camp, I think that you're going to have this comfortability with, hey, we have Jeff Wilson, we have Raheem Mostert. If you're Dalvin Cook, you're looking at a guy like Devon Achane. Does he become it? Now we don't know if Devon Achane can, block to save his life to be on the field, but you don't know if whether or not, or you don't know if that he can't, and that he can't go out, even as small as he is. You don't know that these guys won't go out there and press their coach. We know that the coach already loves two of his backs because he has a, long background with them. So he has two guys that he is very comfortable with. Then you kind of have this specialty new back who's fast as all hell too. So yeah, I don't know how much the deals are going to get better, and it feels like if you are rooting for some misfortune, or not rooting for misfortune, but if like you're waiting on some misfortune, which did happen to the Bills, but that's not the perfect situation because your brother's there and you don't want to impede his development. Noble thing, but it's like, all right, so where do we go from here with that? Where is the next leap as a player that we can go and play with for this team? So it's all fascinating stuff. I mean, like, I have enjoyed this chase and seeing everything that they have to go with. And man, this is going to be it's going to be an exciting time. You're going to have Tua talking tomorrow. Everyone's going to get the goosies. I think some guys are talking today too. So everybody kind of just getting their excitement going. But aside from the Dalvin Cook thing, everything seems like it needs to be in line with, hey, good news. I'll even say this was another thing that happened. I didn't even mention this, but as far as drama is concerned, the Tyreek Hill story. So Tyreek Hill, apparently all parties involved with the Marina incident, they had a statement that came out yesterday from Adam Schefter. It said that the parties to the incident, which occurred on June 18th, 2023 at the Hallover Marina involving Tyreek Hill, have resolved their differences. So it was a joint statement between, I guess, all parties' attorneys. I guess, what was the report that Tyreek Hill offered $200 to the guy initially? Like, I guess I would say likely he probably upped the offer. Maybe 2 tickets to the Cheetah banquet this year, the Cheetah Gala. I don't know. But there was a piece in the Miami Herald that said that the state attorney's still reviewing everything and that the matter is ongoing. So I suppose that something could still happen as far as like the league. It is a pretty big deal that I guess no charges. Nobody really seems like they want to go after charges now, especially the party that got hit or allegedly got hit for what seemed like a really dumb incident, like going on somebody's boat to fish for tarpon, who were like little dock scavengers for fish bits. So I guess the only thing that can really, I guess, affect this now is if like the video does become public and it's like really, really bad. Then I suppose the league would jump on it. But the idea that it is resolved, again, all drama seemingly cleared in the midst of camp. I'm sure Tyreek is briefly going to address it. I don't know how many details the Cheetah is going to give anybody when reporters do ask about it. But again, seems like all drama being cleared. Injuries, holdouts, Tyreek Hill incident. It does feel like it's a very, very smooth operation going into Miami Dolphins camp as things are going to get going this week.